Welcome back, guys, to Starcraft 2 Pro League down here at the Next Sun Arena. We're about to jump into our second match of the night. It's going to be MVP versus SK Telecom T1. I am Valdez. Joined with me today is Moonglade.
Yeah, here I am, Valdez. I'm ready and waiting, man. I can't wait to get into these games.
You jump out of the darkness and growl at me.
Yeah, man.
I love when you do that,
I
Moonglade.
always do it to you, mate. Here's the game. Here we go. Here's a look at MVP. These guys have quite the fight up against SKT today. Looking at their lineup as well, their one chance of getting to an ace match and possibly taking it is getting into Game 4 where Losira waits their ace player.
They definitely need to rely on Losira here. Maybe a couple of their upsets, especially going up against a team like SK Telecom. They have so many grades on their team. They're going to use Sari here, a guy they've been trying to get him some more experience. Loves to put on those aggressive early builds, maybe some Proxy Reapers. We've seen it many times against Zerg, and we even just saw it out of Young there against Protoss.
Yeah, it can actually happen once again. You know, it's Vaani Research Station. Proxy Reapers it's very viable on this map.
Let's see what he does, though. MVP, they are in 6th place right now at 85 points. So even though it seems bad, they're in 6th place, right? But they're actually just behind KT and Spenu, who are both tied at just 91, only 6 points ahead of them. So every single round right now matters so much. If they get a couple of decent finishes in round 3 and number 4, they could definitely get into the final playoffs.
Yeah, everything matters in this. They have to, you know, it all comes down to this. You know, they're halfway through the season, and everything is starting to really add up. They can't really throw games anymore. They got to start winning them all. They got to really start buckling down in their lineups and strategies for these matches. They can't afford to keep losing them like this. So close to that rank 4 at least.
Yeah. I love in the spiffy suits we see out of some of these coaches. Saw Caesar Coach Park, a similar little blazer going on there.
That esports money at work. Fantastic.
Well, Sari versus YongHwa on Vaani Research Station. YongHwa hasn't been having that much success against Terran these days. And in fact, I think me and you both voted for Sari.
And we'll get into that in just a second. When we started introducing the players, I got a lot of stats for that, and a big reason why. Still, we don't exactly know how Sari is going to play this game. We rarely get to see Sari as well. He's one of those B-teamers usually. Yeah. But he's had some success. They've thrown him out a couple of times, usually against the lesser teams.
Yeah, for sure. Trying to get in that experience. But to talk about the rest of the matchups here, YongHwa versus Sari, of course, to start things off. Then we go into center. He's coming out again here against Classic on Coda. Going to be a hard one for him there. And then we go into Hero, Liquid Hero, coming out against Innovation on Echo, another 2-player map. And then we got Losira versus Dark on Expedition Lost, another ZVZ on that map.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's the one that MVP has a good shot at winning. You know, Losira is fantastic, even in ZVZ, and he's by far the biggest ace player MVP has at this point. But it's about getting there, which is the question. I think YongHwa versus Sari, that's the best shot for MVP. If YongHwa's, you know, PVT was up to snuff, but I'm not sure if it is.
Yeah. Besides that, I mean, Hero, he's very tricky at times. Maybe he sneaks a Dark Templar build and Innovation just doesn't play safe. That's another possible win there for MVP. But yeah, like you said, Losira, definitely their ace, you know, card in the hole there. But, you know, Losira, let's talk about him for a little bit. He was doing extremely well, especially in round 2. He went 5-1, but then he kind of fell off a little bit going into round 2. Just going 4-4, just going even.
Indeed, Valdez, indeed. And have a look at the new additions to MVP, Gumiho and Quite. Never heard of Quite, actually. Interesting.
Quite unknown.
Quite unknown indeed.
So far. Let's see if he can prove himself to us.
Yeah, look at that. They didn't actually do too different to what they did last year in the first couple of rounds. You know, only missing out on about 11 points there.
Oh, and over here for SK Telecom T1, they bring in Zaun and Impact. Protoss player and a Zerg player. Zaun, he was part of Prime. He had some decent games. I mean, he took out Departure one time. He shows a lot of potential. but he's still very far away, I think, at making a big impact on this SK Telecom team. I'm sorry, guys.
And guys, here's the viewpoint. Will MVP able to overcome their curse and advance into the playoffs? They haven't been doing so well, but they've been making similar results as last season. And will SK Telecom T1 regain their glory and once again become a strong team? I think they got a little bit wrong here, but they still are a strong team. They are. I don't know what happened here, but you guys can discuss this.
Well, we can talk about that.
And we're going to go into the head coach interview soon with Canada, Goliath Monster, and Chester.
Yeah, SK Telecom still definitely a very strong team. But regardless, I'll let you handle this, Sojung. Go into those interviews for us.
Here we have Choya and
감독에게 궁금한 사항이 있는데요. 새로운 스폰서들도 많이 들어오게 됐고
Chester is asking Choya that there's really lots of new sponsors. And Chicken Maru because their new sponsor is Chicken Maru. It's called Chicken Maru. Guys, if you're about to order Korean chicken, order from Chicken Maru. And Chester is pointing out that MVP has been doing well for round 2, but still, let's see how they're going to do for round 3. The big problem for round 1 and round 2 was that we didn't have that best ace card, those best ace cards. But now that we have Gumiho, we're going to be that team like FXO that we used to be, show those results in team leagues. And I think Gumiho will be able to make up for that big ace spot. And for our turn line, we saw that our team is the last place for the win rate for our turns. I'm going to try our best to get better. And except for Luzira, I think Choya means that for round 3, Gumiho is the key player for MVP. And Choya says, I'm really thanking CJ for letting us have Gumiho because it's not really hard to get new teams in Caspa. I don't need anything else. I just want to be in 4th place, do better than 5th place. Well, if all the players in MVP do well, I think they will be able to go into the playoffs. That's what Chester just said. And we're going to be talking to Uv. Personally, I think Uv has gotten skinnier. He's lost weight. That's what Chester just said. And he says, yeah, you guys are right. I've been starving.
그리고 또 궁금한 사항이 역시
another thing is lots of new players for SK Telecom T1, also Zone and Impact. Actually, it's called 좋은, means good. So down, 좋은. Anyways, he says our team, before we had Zone and Impact, we only had 2 Protoss and 2 Zergs right now for the team balance, and it was really hard for us to maintain our team balance. But now that Zone and Impact has, now that I've seen how they do, how they play games, I've seen their potential on how they're going to do. They have this future ahead of them, and I think they're going to be part of SK Telecom T1, leading T1. And that's why we brought them in. And for their skills right now, they still need some time to adjust to SK Telecom T1. But if fast, I think by the end of round 3 and round 4, beginning of round 4, they will be able to show themselves in Pro League. And Uv has been using Sari for important moments for SK Telecom T1, and this is the first start of SK Telecom T1 for round 3, and Uv has brought out Sari. I'm sorry. And he says, it says I just make the entry with the from the 1st place for the 4th place from a team practice, but that's only to look at things how things are going. That's only a rumor. So now I just think about the conditions and also many other various stuff to make that entry and just have those 4 players who are the best in the team, and that should explain that Sari was able to make it as one of the best 4s for SK Telecom T1 this week. So that's why he's starting off for SK Telecom T1. Anyways, we're looking for that Sari Terran card, and we've talked to Choya and Uv, and I think we're now ready to get into these games. And this was Canada, Goliath Monster, Chester, and Sojung, guys.
Thank you, Sojung, once again for the translations. I didn't know there was a rumor about Uv actually using the places 1 through 4 from their practice to put out. That would make absolutely no sense. I don't know who came up with that rumor, but it's
that would actually
dumb.
be so bad.
It's like, it doesn't matter what maps. We don't even need to think about who they're putting out or what players want to do what or when they want to come out here.
If his players
just
were
do
that
1
good,
to 4.
yeah, if his players were that good, it would actually maybe be okay, but they're not. They're not doing well as they should be. SKT usually are sitting at rank 1, especially in previous rounds, and certainly not the case. I think they got, what, 3rd place last time, Valdez?
Yeah, they did. I believe so.
We can double check that. Yeah, they did. So, yeah. Oh, well. Interesting interview, just the same. Another one of those bit of a long-winded ones. I'm kind of keen to get back into these games. I've got to say.
I want to see some Starcraft, Moonglade.
Yeah, this is not a talk show, Valdez. This is a Starcraft show.
You can make it a talk show about our own lives.
We can talk about whatever we want, Valdez.
Especially if you go into another ZVT mech game on Deadwing.
Oh, mate, we could just go for days about that. Instead, we are going to be going for YongHwa versus Sorry. 1-0 against Terran, and YongHwa, my friend, has been having quite a tough time against Terran in recent times. Kessler Cup qualifier, lost to Kira, lost to Sky High, lost to Speed.
What?
What? Yeah, he's been.
You what, mate?
He's been having a rough time.
You what?
You what, mate? He's been having a very rough time.
Yeah, I wish they would actually just put a side stat there where it doesn't only include Pro League stats, and it's like, okay, your last 5 games just in general from other lands and stuff like that. That would be a great stat to have, but regardless, maybe in the future we'll get that for you guys. But yeah, point still stands. YongHwa having a hard time. Sorry. On the other hand, he's only come out 3 times. That one loss was against Protoss.
Indeed it was. And, you know, he made it actually into Kodas. He got knocked out of his group by Rain and Gumiho recently. Besides that, he lost his last Pro League match to Stats, his one and only.
I remember that, actually. It was in that Silver Challenger match, I believe we call it, for, it was SKT versus, no, it was the first one, the bronze one. It was SKT versus KT. It was kind of like that weird put out there against Stats, to use against Stats in the playoffs, and then they used like a different Terran right after him. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Well, we'll see what Sorry has planned for today. I kind of wonder if this is simply just throwing out an inexperienced player, trying to get some more experience against a team that they should be guaranteed to beat, or do they actually have a good plan? And Sorry has been playing fantastic PvP recently.
Well, let's see, actually, the predictions here. It looks like Wolf and Kanata, the 2 guys that are actually known for making, how do I put this? The most risky predictions, I'd say.
Yeah,
the
risky
2 of those
biscuit.
guys, they go for YongHwa.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risky biscuit sort of prediction, I got to admit.
Yeah. And the rest of us, I think, going for the safe choice, and Sorry, especially looking at the previous stats.
Well, when you look at these 2 players, YongHwa is definitely the one with the experience, so I can understand their choice as well.
Well, guys, let's see how these 2 players play going into game 1 right now. Up here in the top of the map, Vaani Research Station in the teal from the team MVP. He is YongHwa. Says she's going to cheer very hard.
Down here in the south, in the orange, it is Sorry.
In the orange? What is that? That's scaring me, Moonglade. I don't know. I've enjoyed some of her past drawings, but that one was kind of scary.
Yeah, that was a bit off.
Oh, boy.
Oh, here we go. Sorry. I knew it. I knew you were
We
gonna
both called this, man.
Yeah. This is Sorry. You know, he loves his proxy Reapers. And once again, we're seeing it.
Where does he put it? That's the question. How close does he want to go? How much of a risky biscuit does he want to be?
The biscuit is risky, but how delicious is it going to be? Is that what I want to know, Valdez? Because the closer it is, the more delicious the biscuit is.
That's true.
That's science.
Straight up science here coming out of Moonglade.
All right, so this biscuit.
It's pretty delicious.
No.
It is.
I think this is a savory biscuit for starters.
Okay. You wouldn't call it delicious, just savory?
No, it's delicious, but it's
okay.
a savory biscuit. You know, the closer it gets, I think the more sweeter it gets. So this one's, you know, it's a bit further back. It's safe. It's not the complete risky biscuit. It's a savory biscuit. Maybe,
I guess he could have put it right up against that ledge or even in the back door.
Lightly salted.
Yeah. Getting a little bit of favorite in there. And over on YongHwa's side of things, it looks like he just puts down a pretty standard timed gateway here.
You know what? Sometimes Savory is better because that pylon will not see this barracks once it completes. So, you know, you made the right choice. Made the right purchase this time around.
Although he still could have put it in the back door.
He could have always, he could have always done that. Yeah, I would completely agree with that.
So the SCV isn't going to go in for now. No bunkers coming down here, none of that shenanigans.
Well, you know, it could actually just make a factory up here, Valdez. That's what I'm thinking is a follow-up. So it's kind of like a risky biscuit into a, what's just a little bit further down from a biscuit? Maybe like a...
Like a baguette?
No, a cupcake. This is
okay, that is very slightly down from biscuit.
It doesn't really rhyme, though, which is a problem.
Yeah, the risky cupcake, I don't know about that.
No, risky cupcake doesn't...
You've had better. You've had better, Moonlid. Let's see what this Reaper can do.
We could call it the Tricky Bean. That sounds funny.
All right. I like that.
Oh, not going to find anything just yet. YongHwa with some fantastic micro.
Oh, yeah. Really, really nice. He's even going to be able to chrono boost out this Mothership core. Oh, man.
This is actually delicious. He's tasted the biscuit and he likes it.
Gets a second. And that's going to be it. Not nearly as much damage as Byung was able to do to Deer.
What was it, like 5 probes by the end of it? Yeah.
Yep.
Big difference, Valdez. And look at that. Look at that proxy factory. How right am I?
You know, this is very interesting from Star because he's a very new player. He doesn't have that experience, not a lot of broadcast time, so players just don't know his style 100% yet. So you can just do this.
You can.
You can say, okay. He's going to see it.
Is it going to get onto it in time? No, it's not. All right. I think it's going to be Widow Mines.
Well, he's just going to go straight in, and this is going to come out so fast. But if he gets those units over there, I mean, he's going to force the burrow.
I think we missed out on the Reaper dying, actually, so he doesn't have a distraction either. So I don't know what exactly a mine will actually get done. He should maybe try and go out the other side and just burrow.
Yeah, he needs to burrow immediately.
So the style, sorry, with the gimmicky styles, something we've seen time and time again. Here we go. Got to get it down. Oh, not going to even commit to killing it. Just going to let it go.
That's going to be a little bit of an annoyance here for YongHwa, but he saves himself a lot of damage. That Widow Mine's going to do absolutely nothing. What do we have as a follow-up? It looks like a bit of a drop with just 2 racks in the main.
Yeah, just a really quick follow-up with a starport.
And maybe Hellions in the front. But he's going to have that photon overcharge by this time this comes in the base.
Maybe he wants to use this mine. Maybe he wants to fly in with the Marines, buffer for the mine, force these Stalkers back, plant the mine like in the mineral line of the natural, and just try and delay mining there for as long as possible.
This is about as aggressive as you can be as a Terran player. He's only now looking to get that expansion down. And YongHwa, this is already finished. Sari's really on the timer here. He needs to do some damage to YongHwa.
Yeah. He's definitely getting further and further behind, especially with this delayed natural. He's going to have to try and find damage, but I don't know what damage he can actually find. The one redeeming thing is this Observer is only just coming down now, so he shouldn't lose this Widow Mine. But it's going to be hard. If he snipes it now, he'll get it.
Oh, and he really commits to it. And nice little micro there. Some Hellions going to fly in the front. Oh, this Mothership core going to force.
He just walked past it. He's like, well,
yeah.
I guess I just let that go.
Photon overcharged at the natural. That's not going to help out in this fight at all.
No way.
This medevac is going to help out a lot.
He's going to be losing probes, that's for sure. Ooh, he could even trade with the Stalkers pretty efficiently.
Some probes being pulled off now. Try to do a little bit more damage.
That's another
warp in.
Oh, what?
10 probes, and he may even get out with this medevac. He will.
He does.
Saves 4 Marines at the same time, and that is the damage he needed.
Yeah, that is some critical damage there. That's surprising damage. He still has a supply lead of 5 currently, because I guess just the units are really making up for it. He's also making a Colossus at this point. Finally, the natural is finished for Sari as well. He's still making catch-up in his production and his supply, but he's looking fantastic, even in workers as well.
Forces out another photon overcharge and only loses a Marine for it, so not bad at all. But that medevac going to be in a bit of a sticky spot. Maybe he can sneak out the right side once that photon overcharge is expired at the natural.
Yeah. You'd even just go for another drop there, you know. You can just keep forcing drops there, force units to be committed to both the main and the natural. And his follow-up can do a lot more damage as well. Saw a Raven go out next, actually. It was kind of surprising. We're looking for those observers on the map.
Here comes that medevac looking to possibly go in at that natural. But there is a Colossus, so 3 Marines not going to be able to do anything. He'll just fly out of there, save what he can. Continue with that. We do see a Marine on the left side of the map doing some nice scouting. Maybe just checking to see when that third base comes down. Maybe can park it back there just to be safe.
Yep, just straight up. See a couple more gateways on the way, plus Blink, plus Colossus range. So more of the same, the style that we've been seeing a lot today. Let's see if he wants to add a couple of forges to this as well and, take it into the late game with these upgrades. But, or maybe he wants to be aggressive behind this. I don't think he will be because he's just taken too much economic damage that it will actually make no logical sense to do so. He kind of just needs to stabilize, defend, and make this army that's going to do well. And there we go. 2 forges go down.
Yeah, I like it. Kind of plays into YongHwa's play style too. He just loves to be defensive, be that kind of totally Protoss, stay on Colossi forever, get your upgrades out. You see a bit of a longer one here. It's really going to be up to Sari once again to do that damage, try to punish him for playing so greedily. Here we go, nice little push out. Observer somehow survives near the main, even with the Raven out on the map.
Somehow. Combat shields will finish, +1 will finish. This is actually a really nice timing from Sari, but where will he find the damage? There's 2 Colossus in the main base. If he gets a nice scan off, maybe in the back natural there.
There's going to be 1 photon overcharge for this.
Yeah, photon overcharge, I just don't rate it, It's there, but it's not going to stop an army that has a couple of medivacs underneath it, especially in this kind of size. And with the Raven there, to point defense drone to cover the units coming in as well. Medivac should survive. Yeah. Oh, look at this. He has found an observer. Guys, we'll see him in just a second. Did get rid of it.
I really love the Raven, especially on this map, because observers are one of the only ways for the Protoss to actually get the vision of the drops in the back of the base.
Oh, Widow Mines. Not going to find a drop.
Nicely done by YongHwa. Good positioning there on his Colossi. So even though Sari's not really able to put on much damage, he's clearing up the vision of YongHwa. He's getting his third base pretty early, way ahead of YongHwa. Of course, YongHwa does have that double upgrades pumping, but
look at the supply difference already as well, Valdez.
Yeah.
He's definitely really caught up and plowed ahead simply because of that harassment he's constantly been doing. And now with this very powerful soft contain, essentially, he's got a Marine out the front. He knows exactly what's going on. No third base just yet.
Yeah. And you even saw him deny the scout with the hallucination. So it's going to take YongHwa even that much longer to see exactly when this third base is finishing up for Sari. So it's going to have even that little bit of information.
Look at this. Point defense drone's going to go down, and these Vikings can get a lot of valuable shots up on the Colossus. If he needs it to, actually. He can actually maybe just pick away at this for a while. 4 Colossus currently, and a big warp in of Stalkers. Looks like he's finally going to move down the ramp, and Sari's got to be very careful where he engages this.
Sari knows he doesn't need to take that fight. Especially now YongHwa knows that that third base is done. Looks like YongHwa's just going to put down his own Nexus. But Sari will see the exact assignment of that with that early Marine we were talking about.
5 Colossus now in this mix. Charge just about to finish.
Oh, he canceled 2-2.
Yeah, looks like he might just be going for a kill move here. Putting down the third base, but he wants blood. He wants it now. And they're going to meet in the middle here. But Sari, he's kind of caught out of position. He's got to be careful. He doesn't go for a big scan. He sees exactly what he's up against. And he's got to commit to it now.
Big stem. A couple of PDDs go down, and all of these Stalkers that were warped in earlier are not doing any damage, but a lot of Colossi to back this up.
Yeah, it's still looking good for YongHwa. These Vikings are going to have to try and do as much damage as they can before they get evaporated. Now, sorry.
I think they needed to do more damage than that.
Yeah, he was forced into a really bad place. He probably should have tried to back off more, used SEVs as a buffer. And now, YongHwa is looking primed to take this out because there's simply not enough bio here.
He lost pretty much everything.
I would
Let's
actually...
see how safe YongHwa is, though.
Yeah, he's pretty safe right now. He's got 2 Colossus with this army. I think Sorry could even just lift up into the main base would be a smarter choice.
Yeah, he cannot defend this third base. This is just not going to work. There's too much Protoss here.
Well, YongHwa actually being surprisingly defensive right now.
Yeah.
Just going in for more warp-ins, giving Sorry all the time in the world.
Scans at third base, he's no workers.
Yeah, he knows it's all in. He knows he's got to be very careful right now.
On this Protoss army, we got Archons now in the mix. It's going to be, what, 3, 4 Colossi now? Looks like 3.
3 at the moment. He's going to have a great position with these Vikings if he wants to try and win this fight. He's got to pull the SCVs as well. There's no second choice about it. And here we go. All the SCVs being pulled from both the main and the third base.
Really nice time warp, but YongHwa, again, just very defensive, just delaying his attack.
Seems like he's almost nervous at this point. Big hit from the Widowmine. And here we go. Second time warp going down. And is this going to be enough from YongHwa to close this one out? Ooh, it's going to be close.
Last Colossus is about to fall, but still so many Zealots in front doing a ton of tanking. 32 SCVs have gone down. I think that's just going to be it. Just too much Protoss.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Valdez.
Really nice force field there on the ramp.
Oh, got to be careful.
He's going to at least force the lift here.
Yeah, he's forcing the lift. Another big hit from that Widowmine as well. And it looks like you're going to see Terran try and clean this up a little bit, perhaps.
Widowmines get cleaned up. Nice kiting, though. But again, he's down to 29 SCVs at this point.
Oh.
Still more warp-ins. 3 Archons more.
Wow.
The one thing that he does have is that +2 attack upgrade, so nice kiting here. He's doing extra damage with that, but you can only kite for so long.
Yeah, that is it. The one advantage the Terran does have still is it's going to be 2-2 against the 1-1 of the Protoss.
I was about to say I would love to see a drop come in here. Just get some pressure off his back. Force YongHwa to not just camp outside this ramp. But it will be scouted.
Yeah. Sorry can, kite this army for the most part unless these Stalkers come into play. They do have Blink as well. He's going to have to fight on top of this ramp.
Sorry's fighting for his life.
This drop, it could do something. It's going to force them warp-ins in the pocket natural here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 2-2 bio against the 1-1 of the Protoss, so they're going to be pretty cost efficient. I think more Widowmines need to be added into this mix for now, just to be defensive.
Big drop. What does he have to deal with that? He just warped in here at the front, and it looks like YongHwa wanted to go for it, but again, he's going to hesitate and just back off. Meanwhile, damage here at the back door, forcing all those probes off.
Yeah, all the probes go off, and a lot of gateways going to be unpowered in just a moment. Sorry, going to be committing to the Nexus, actually.
Now Sorry taking this fight out in the middle of the map. I don't think he can do this, especially with that blink you were talking about. He has to back off.
Very brave from Sorry. Looks like he's trying to find something on the map.
He's going to get the Nexus.
Whoa, what?
I don't even know how that's possible. We saw warp-ins in the last scene when we saw that drop coming in, but he just did not deal with this drop.
No, he did not. Sorry, he's got to be careful here. He's just equaled it up. He doesn't have to commit to too much. He should be making the counter through this army, and it's the 1 Colossus, so maybe 4 Vikings would be the right choice.
Sorry's looking to go for a big drop, but
this is curious.
Now deciding to go for the left side.
Yeah. Very interesting decision-making from Sorry right now.
I guess he just feels like YongHwa is a bit nervous, and he's having a very hard time dealing with the drop, so this may just be the way to get back in this game. Look at this. What does YongHwa have to deal with that? No warp-ins. Looks like they're coming now from the main. And the kiting begins once again on all these Zealots. Finally, some units come back there to deal with that army.
Yeah, getting rid of most of the Zealots. Another big blink forward, and nearly every medevac has gone down at this point as well. Got to be very careful not to be taking all these Archon hits more than anything else.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing here. But again, Sorry holds on somehow, gets that concave. But I don't know. This is a very strange game in mid.
Yeah, this is actually super weird. You'd think YongHwa should be able to close it out by now. And the fact that Sorry keeps moving onto the map like this and being overly aggressive.
Well, I like that he's moving out to the gold, but...
Who was trying to lose more, Valdez? I don't even know.
that's really the question here,
That's the question I want to know, man. We're going to see another fight. This is another big disadvantage for Sorry. And he's going to just end up losing everything for what? Being overly aggressive on the map. Got another Archon. Lost his last Medivac.
It's just not enough stuff. GG. YongHwa is actually going to win the game here. The first one for MVP. Getting them off to a great start here.
I have no idea, Valdez.
I have no idea.
I have absolutely no idea what we just saw.
That was, like, I'd vote that sloppiest game of the year so far.
Yeah. I vote that I need a shower after that game because I'm kind of grossed out by now. A lot of indecision from YongHwa, back and forth, and Sorry kind of just trying to throw the game again and again and again by attacking a Protoss army on the map instead of just going for his economy, like fixing his economy up. I don't know. Let's try and forget this one and go to the next game.
Let's try to move on, Moonglade. I don't know.
Next game, it is going to be Center versus Classic, so it should be a bit of a cleaner one, at least from Classic. Center's got a lot of work ahead of him. He has shown some good games in the past, but he's not one of those players we look at and be like, oh, he's an up-and-comer. Not yet, at least, anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. That was a good kill move by YongHwa, but just the long, drawn-out, just awkward exchanges at the bottom of the ramp, like just refusing to kill him. He looked very scared and unsure about his advantage, whereas we were just like, okay, YongHwa can actually end the game here.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes before it actually ended, and
yeah, a bit of a messy one. He gets the win just the same. Yeah. And yeah, a good start for MVP, a very important one, so they can finally, well, they can get to Losira, which is the big win of all. You know, that's the big sort of goal in this match. Get to Losira and hope that he can just play like the ace player he is.
We're just talking about that, but it also gives Center and Hero like a little bit of that extra hope going into their games, maybe a little bit of ease to their minds where they're saying, okay, you know, maybe if I can get a win here, maybe I can just play with a bit more of a free heart and try to cheese out Classic here or something, get another win, because if they are able to do that and they go into that ZVZ for Losira, we could see MVP take it. It would be pretty crazy and very unexpected, but it's possible.
It very well happen at this point. That one game opens up so many possibilities. And yeah, Center might be able to upset Classic. I'm not sure. We haven't seen Classic do too well in recent times. He hasn't been the most top Protoss player. Not like he used to. He used to be like really good. Like he used to be on top of it.
He was up there. He's been showing some decent PvP in recent times, especially over at Star League. But you know, besides that, not really too sure. Going to be interested to see his play up against Center here. The map is going to be Coda, a 2-player map.